Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Thursday, November the 13th, 2025. Excuse me, my voice is a little touchy this morning, but we'll try to get through it. Welcome, Adrian. You can hear us okay? Yep, I see your hand up there. Welcome. This meeting will be live streamed and recorded for public viewing on the town's YouTube page today, so just be aware you are being recorded. Welcome, Mr. Mayor. Here. Item number 2 on the agenda today, if anybody has a declaratory pecuniary interest, you can declare it now or at any time throughout the meeting as you see fit. Item number 3 on the agenda today, delegations. We don't have any delegations at this time. Item number 4. Still hearing us okay, Adrian?
100%.
Thank you. We can hear you. Thank you, sir. 4.1 of the minutes of the Wyoming Public Cemetery and Inactive Cemetery Committee meeting be received and approved for adoption. We got the Wyoming Public Cemetery and Inactive Cemetery Committee meeting minutes, September the 18th of 2025. And we have the Wyoming Public Cemetery, 18th of September 2025 minutes. And we actually had canceled the last meeting, so that's why these minutes are back in September. So have you had an opportunity to take a look at those minutes? That was moved by John Van Laverne, second by Albert. So just take a look at those minutes and we'll move on to the next agenda item. You have that stuff in front of you, Adrian? You have the past minutes and that, right? Good.
Yeah, I've gone through them.
Okay. That's a nice tan you got already.
Was out on the bike this morning early.
Okay, everybody had an opportunity to skim that. Albert, you just take another minute. Yep, you okay? Yep. Okay, then item number 5 on the agenda this morning, business arising from the previous minutes.
Mr. Chair, can you please call for the vote?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, well, just read that once again. Moved by John, second by Albert, that the minutes of Wyoming Public Cemetery and the Inactive Cemetery Committee meeting be received and approved for adoption. Wyoming Public Cemetery and Inactive Cemetery meeting committee minutes, September the 18th, 2025. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay. Item number 5 this morning, business arising from the previous minutes, 5.1 stone restoration. June 2025 memorial stone restoration did a number of repairs to leaning, loose and sinking headstones and grave markers. What do you got in front of you there?
Through you, Mr. Chair. Memorial Restorations does our stone restoration annually. They normally go through the cemetery and kind of gauge what stones they think need to be restored. This year they provided us with a nice slideshow depicting stones before and after their restorations. So they did several leaning stones, they did some reseals, and then they also helped clean up some of the markers that were starting to get a little buried. So in your package, you'll have a nice slideshow presentation of all the stones that they addressed while they were there in June.
Okay, so you have that in front of you there, and you can obviously see there was some major work that had to be done.
This front page, the first page, is that in the east section of the cemetery?
Yeah.
Like the rows and.
Yeah. Didn't realize there was some that were damaged that bad, but
The older part of the cemetery.
yeah. You can see they certainly needed a lot of work. Hmm. And it's great that they do this, take these pictures so you can see before and after,
Yeah.
you know what
Really, yeah.
paying for.
Or Adrian.
Yes, Adrian.
One comment I'd like to make after gone through that is that you'll see in the pictures that they did some restoration work on stones were flat, even in the ground. There were no danger of toppling over and tipping over. And I do believe that we need to be careful with that, because I think our number one priority is to fix stones that are in danger of causing an accident or people getting hurt. And some of that work done here was not that type of work. If we have a budget to fix tombstones, I think it's should be more aligned with ones that are a danger. Do we have that written down
Very
anywhere?
good comment. Yeah, very perceptive there.
Yeah, it is a good comment. I know that's the kind of avenue we're pursuing for the older cemeteries.
Mm-hmm. The
But
inactive.
in the modern cemetery, I think we've been pursuing fix any stone that sunken or tipping or anything. So the inactive cemeteries, that's what we just discussed at our, I think, the last meeting about the legalities around any of these stones that are a safety issue. Correct, Adrian?
That's exactly the way I understand it's been. And I truly think it should be that way, because we're going to be getting requests from people to fix problems that really belong to them to fix, like these flat ones in the ground thing. I think we need to be very careful with that, because we could open ourselves up to an onslaught of people asking us to fix situations that is their own to fix.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, and I think we're gonna have to have further discussions on that. Especially in the active cemetery, because it is the responsibility of the people that own those stones to repair them, so on and so forth. But we've kind of taken on the policy that we're gonna fix every stone in the active cemetery. We've been turning Mr. Class loose on the whole cemetery. Go ahead, Lisa.
Through you, Mr. Chair, I will note that when we received the invoice for Mr. Klassen's work, he charged us a flat rate per day. So it might be that at the end of day 2, he still had some time left, so then he did some other minor repairs that he saw while he was still in the cemetery.
Yeah, but you see what we're running into here, and is in the inactive cemeteries, we have a lot of stones that are big ones that are tipping over. And we actually have the permission from the government to leave them lying down, to not fix them up. But we have not pursued that in the active cemetery, because I think we're trying to keep it up looking good. So I think we're gonna have to have a lot more discussions on how we're gonna proceed in the future. Because what Adrian's suggestion is, if we see some stones over in the active cemetery laying down, just leave them down. Not our responsibility to fix them. So, yeah, it's kind of a touchy.
Yeah, when there's no family to go to repair them, what do you do then?
Oh, that's the $6 million question.
Yeah, there's some there
Yeah.
at Queen Street there that it'd be a shame to see them laying on the ground.
Yeah, I know.
Just beautiful monuments yet. You tip over and they're gonna be destroyed, and how do you get around it?
Go ahead, El.
I would like to just comment on
leaving the stones laying down as they lay, or any imperfection on the ground's gonna affect the ground maintenance itself. Whether it's our contractors going in there to cut, slows them down going around. If we've got everything smooth enough that they can just get over it, they're in and out in a decent amount of time, and take a little more care on the property as well when they're doing so.
See, my understanding is perpetual care doesn't cover the stones. Nothing to do with the stones. That belongs to the family. So I think we're gonna have, like in the new year, some more in-depth discussions on this topic. Go ahead, Lisa.
Through you, Mr. Chair, I would also like to note that part of it is a budget constraint. So in the Wyoming Public Cemetery, we have more budgetary options because we are doing current sales, we're doing current opening and closing. So we have the budget to be able to do stone repairs. Whereas in the inactive cemetery, we don't have a way to generate an income. So therefore, anything that is paid into the inactive cemetery budget is generally done as a grant through the tax base. So then it's using tax dollars versus care and maintenance in the Wyoming Public Cemetery is using money generated by the cemetery itself.
Well, I think what Adrian's point is that are we responsible for everybody else's stones? If we pursue that avenue in the active cemetery. Like any stone, even a newer stone, if it starts to tip, are we gonna go and repair it, even though the family still exists in the community? Like what he's saying is, if we open the door, where do we end? So I think we need, like in the new year, a good discussion on what are we gonna do here? What is gonna be our going forward policy in the active cemetery? In the inactive, I get it. There's nobody around to repair them. So I don't know, what's everybody else think? Cause this is a big deal. Because if we start leaving stones lay in the active cemetery, what's it gonna look like?
Good question here. This here, the front cover here, there's this one grave marker that, to me, in the picture, it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. And then they went ahead and did a bunch of work around it. So, but that picture there shows it standing up now straight.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
From the side, it looks like it's got a little bit of a tilt too, but not enough to worry about.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Al's coming.
I would like some of those stones, you'll see in a few future pictures are following that there, that they'll show where the bonding has let go in them. So if they'll shake them, if they see them start to break loose, so they'll rebond them and probably work on that stone to complete it at the same time. I don't know if that picture did not show it, the bonding breaking loose, but I think there was one in there where the young fellow was. Yeah, these ones here where the bonding was. He had his hands in one of the pictures there, on a larger one. Kind of pushing forward on just to show the bonding breaking loose on them. And that's what they do. If they see the taller ones, they'll walk around and they'll give them a little shake. I did walk through with them one of my first years here with them, and they kind of showed me what they were looking for as they were going through. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, there he is right there on this page here.
Oh, yeah.
So they will test the structure of the unit, and then if they feel that it could potentially go over, they will rebond it. And that probably at that point there, I'm not saying he did do that, but it could have been part of it and remodeled it.
I believe for that, it's all the pages following, because it says that those are reseals, and then there's kind of titles on the subsequent pages about.
I gotcha.
Okay, well, we were spending $10,000 a year. Yeah, budgeting 10,000. We budgeted what, 5,000?
This year was 5,000.
5,000. Mr. Klassen didn't think that much work left.
Yeah, so we came in right at budget this year.
Yeah.
5,000.
So let's we're gonna have a big discussion on this somewhere. I'm not sure where. Maybe at Adams level or something. See what our policy is gonna be for the active cemetery.
We can definitely,
Adrian makes a good point, right?
we can bring something back in the new year.
Yeah.
Talk about it more in detail.
So if it's gonna be our policy to keep spending money on the active cemetery, on these stones that are privately owned, then we need to have a policy that we can do that, because we're not supposed to.
I really think as part of our discussion, especially when it comes to inactive, but active also, because some of the stones are extremely modest and take very little to maintain versus the more extravagant stones that certainly look impressive and are impressive, but are much more expensive to maintain and repair and also pose the most liability. And so especially in the inactive cemeteries, I think we have to get to the point where we're comfortable handling more extravagant stones appropriately, but not exorbitantly spending money just to re-erect them or something, lay them down, but lay them down very respectfully and appropriately. Will they look the same? Absolutely, they will not look the same, but they'll be safe and they'll still be respectful. And so maybe some of that has to be explored in the active also. So something that doesn't interfere with, you know, the lawn cutting and that kind of thing, but still looks good, looks different, but once and for all is maintained. Boom, done. It
So
would be a hard discussion.
what do you think about that, Adrian? Like in the active cemetery, that if they fall over, to leave them laying down and not pick them back up or repair them in the active cemetery.
Yeah, I hear what Al's saying, and what he's saying makes sense. If it increases the likelihood of the contractor increasing his workload, that's not a good thing. But that, you know, that's kind of like yeah, I don't know the answer. What I would like to say though, it is worth checking this out, and in the end, there should be clarity in the bylaws, cemetery bylaws, about all this. Then there wouldn't be a question. We wouldn't have this conversation today. And maybe there's something in there that maybe it's worth looking. The bylaws might have something in there that I'd have to take a closer look.
Yeah, I think, geez, getting worse here. I think that's exactly. We'll take over, John.
I'll come up and see.
Sorry. I'm gonna.
Sorry. That's okay, sir.
This is a motion that we says, recommending.
Okay.
Turn a second.
Okay, let me read the motion and I'll see if someone will support it and someone to second it. Staff be directed to investigate a policy regarding a standard of stone maintenance in the Wyoming Public Cemetery. Would somebody like to move that? Somebody like to second that? Pam? Thank you.
Good idea.
Pam Dobbin. Okay, let me reread that and put that to a vote. That staff be directed to investigate a policy regarding a standard of stone maintenance in the Wyoming Public Cemetery. All in favor? That is carried. Oh, and Adrian, thank you, Adrian. He's so polite, well mannered, yeah.
Good idea. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Okay, 5.2 on your agenda is the benches update. So in late September, 2 new benches were placed in Wyoming Public Cemetery. Al, do you want to comment on that?
Sure. Yeah, it took us a while to get actually the concrete bases. The benches themselves were sitting in our Quonset for some time. So, once I received the concrete, I went out there with a couple of my staff and we tried to stay in the same location that, we had all decided on, but if, as talking to the guys that do all the interims and stuff like that, they stated that they do have to push snow down some of those alleys once in a while. So that's why we chose to go on the south side of the road and placed them like in the same location, and we're hoping that everybody was okay with that, but we felt that would kind of suit everybody at that point.
Yeah, they look good. Adrian, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No comment.
Okay. Super. Okay. There's no motion in regards to that. No.
It's just a verbal.
5.3 in your agenda is the burial assistance, that the report prepared by Lisa Smeekins, Executive Assistant Deputy Clerk, dated November 7th, 2025, regarding burial assistant be received for information. Trust, everybody had a chance to go through that, and can go through that.
For you, Chair.
Yes.
So a summary of it is, at our September meeting, staff was asked to investigate, if we could put some sort of policy in place for any people that were approved financial hardship and weren't able to afford, an internment. So I reached out to the County of Lambton, to their Social Services Department, and to Ontario Works, through the County of Lambton as well, to see if anything was currently in place. And there is, a current program in place. It works for people who receive Ontario Works, Ontario Disability Support Program benefits, but it also works for low-income, non-social assistance receiving recipients, in which case Ontario Works would assess the person for financial need. If they decide that they do need assistance, then they would provide the town with a flat rate if it's chosen that the person would like to be buried in our cemetery. And then we would write off the remainder that's not covered by that flat fee.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for that. Any questions on that committee?
What is their flat rate?
So, Mr. Chair, the flat rate that they're currently doing is $1,300.
Okay.
For summer purchase of a grave and a summer open and close, we currently charge $1,661.77. So at the 2025 rates, it would be $361.77 shortfall that the town would then write off.
Okay, okay. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah, does it?
That's very good, very good. Motion moved by Albert Toonstra and seconded by Jamie Kay, that the report prepared by Lisa Smeekins, Executive Assistant Deputy Clerk, dated November 7th, 2025, regarding burial assistance be received for information. All in favor? Carried? You could still sign them.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, sure.
Okay, now we'll go to 6.1 on the agenda, that the Wyoming Public and Inactive Cemetery Community receives and approves the payables for January to October 2025. Any questions on that, committee? Thoughts or inputs? Look okay from Florida, Adrian?
Yep.
Okay. A motion by Albert Toonstra and seconded by David Kay that the Wyoming Public and Inactive Cemetery Committee receives and approves the payables for January to October 2025. All in favor? Thank you. Online, there you go. Thank you, Sheriff. Okay, 7.1 on the agenda is staff reports. We don't have a staff report. In addition to the one already received. 8.1 refers to the bylaws. No items at this time.
Items.
Okay, thanks, Lisa. And correspondence. 9.1, no correspondence.
Received since this agenda was.
Okay, very good. Number 10 is new business. Does anyone on the community like to discuss new business? You have anything fresh and on your mind, Adrian?
Not at this time, thanks.
Okay. Anyone else on the committee like to introduce something? Al, please.
Yeah, through, Lisa over there had, ordered up some new, inactive cemetery signs. So we've taken possession of those. We're waiting for, the appropriate time to get them, placed into the ground. Locates have been received already as well, so we expected to do that at some point this week, but a little bit of weather turned us off for a bit, but we'll catch up again.
Yes, yes.
So you'll see, I think there were 6 of them all together
Yeah, 6 of the 11 cemeteries.
this year, out of the 11, so.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for that update. Yeah,
And I believe that the Fork Cemetery fence has finally been fixed as well.
okay. Anything else to note, Al, like any trees blown over or any?
At this time, I haven't noticed anything.
Super, super. And we have no closed meeting items. Well, oh, yes, yes. When's our next meeting for cemetery?
The next meeting will be January the 8th.
Okay,
This was the last one for 2020. And we will start fresh in the new year.
hey, well, all the best for the holiday season, everyone on this committee. We hope it is enjoyable and refreshing and relaxing. And we'll see you on January the 8th. So in saying that, we have a motion signed by Albert Toonstra, seconded by JVK, that the Wyoming Public Cemetery and Inactive Cemetery Committee adjourns until January the 8th, 2026 at 9 a.m. for the call of the chair. All in favor? And that is carried, and thank you very much, everyone.